Yo, what up, dudes? Robbie Rowland here. We're gonna break it down. You know what's funny? I don't think I've ever done like an Aroldis Chapman pitching mechanics breakdown video until just now. I mean, I've used them in like screenings and stuff, but never really a specific Chapman breakdown. Anyways, yeah, that had no relevance at all. So we're going to be talking about the velocity enhancing move. I'm not trying to make this the coolest thing in the world or the coolest thing in the industry. I was honestly just kind of doing more typical observation that I do, and I noticed this particular move amongst the game's best, and I wanted to do Chapman because I think when people think of pitching velocity from the last decade, they think of Aroldis Chapman. So let's show everyone that Chapman does this exceptionally well as well. If you don't know what the velocity enhancing move is, I would encourage you to head to the website, my website. You can actually go to the description below and see the link. You can click on that. If you're incapable of doing that and you actually like typing in URLs, therobbyrowshow.com, that's Robbie with a Y, /velo-enhancer, and that will take you to the full breakdown, the full article on this particular move, as well as some recommendations as far as where I see, people, where they should start with accomplishing something like this. So head to the website, check it all out. There's going to be more screenings and more stuff there as well. So now that we're 2 minutes into this video, we can get to the breakdown. All right. So remember, the velocity enhancing move, this is something that's happening extremely, extremely fast. So it's tough. It's not something that I would necessarily say that you need to teach. It's something that you need to progress with. Now, remember, there's so many things that are included within this move. Just know that the staple, right? So like the foundation of this move is its timing of this guy, all right? So hand, the ball hand, all right? It's timing of that in relationship to anchor point. And I use anchor point. It's timing of full front foot strike, right? So if you want more kind of breakdown on these, what would you call these, names of things that are occurring in the delivery, head to my 5 mechanical checkpoints video. Give you some pretty good indication there. But the timing of the hand in relationship with the anchor point. So here is my thing. Too many people, I think, especially with youth athletes, are scared of delaying hand raise. We've been told our whole entire life to be on time, get the hand out early, separate early, get the arm up. It'll give you better command, X, Y, Z. I've been told that in professional organizations. It's not necessarily saying that that particular coaching cue is wrong, but it is saying that you can potentially leak a ton of power output. So here is where I would say it goes right for people. When we delay essentially this hand from coming up in zone, I don't know why I deleted those, we are now delaying the trunk from its beginning stages of rotation, right? Now, if you're familiar with hip-shoulder separation, then we know that we want to create a lot of it. I think a misconception within pitching mechanics is that you have to create separation by forcing counter rotation of the trunk and delaying your hips from rotating. That is not the case at all. To create what I call authentic hip-shoulder separation, your hips must go into rotation somewhat early in the delivery, right? So we see with Chapman, hips are going into rotation fairly early, right? After expressing energy down, stabilizing that energy. Now we begin to transfer it. Okay, now we're going minutes away from front foot strike, boom, and now we're there. Same over here, hip rotation fairly early. So if we had a back view here, you would more likely be able to see the whole foot. I do have a back view. I wish they can put 3 things on this. So now what we have is where the magic happens, right? So we're anchored into the ground with our front foot, okay? Now, what did you notice when I played that? His hand is coming up when his foot is coming down. Now, this is why I say that this move is so touchy, because look how quickly it's happening, right? Boom. Boom. Now, the reason why I say the hand is kind of the centerpiece of all of this is because if our hand is up early, then there's no sense of delaying that trunk. You can't delay the trunk if the hand is up ready to throw. No one has that ability, at least not what I've seen. But we can delay the trunk if our hand hasn't yet come up. Now, don't misinterpret this. I'm not saying to be extremely late. Chapman lands, so he anchors into the ground at the exact point in which I would say where we want our hand in relation to our arm, right? That's fantastic, okay? So now we're anchored in, and he's delayed his trunk. He's cleared his hips. Yikes. He's cleared his hips, delayed his trunk by delaying hand raise. So now this is the move, guys. This is it, right? So now he's creating a ton of separation and stretch and so much potential kinetic energy coming up through the chain that now his hips are going to complete rotation, okay? His hips are going to complete rotation. His hips are going to deliver the trunk. The trunk is now going to snap, right? Not in half or anything, but it's pulled so tightly. And then at time of anchor point, now it can be released, right? So see that other breakdown video that I did is explaining this, because I did a really good analogy on the spot. And now the trunk will then deliver the arm. So I talk a lot about, independent arm energy. Why are people's arms so sore all the time? It's because you're probably throwing with your arm, even though, yeah, I get it. That's the thing you throw with. But guys that do it at a high level for a long period of time, they're able to utilize their body, right? And this is exactly what that is, man. So in recap, hand, anchor point, trunk, hips, all working. Boom, anchored into the ground. Boom, anchored into the ground. Where are we at? Oh, the hand just came up. Oh, the trunk is still freaking delayed. It's still in that same posture that it was in at the start. But wait, our hips are already going into rotation. You can see the whole foot on the back. I thought you were supposed to delay hip rotation. Nah, homie. This is the move. Now, all that's left to do is make sure that we are stable in this lead leg, so we can then catapult that energy, block that energy off that lead leg, send it up through the kinetic chain into the fingertips at ball release, pulling the arm through, right? Pulling the arm through, man, sending that energy up. Hips deliver the trunk, trunk delivers the arm. Freaking effortless cheddar cheese, biscuit, gravy, Cracker Barrel. Whoa. So yeah, and then we know that the trail leg stays long because all of its energy has already been transferred with efficient timing. Now, where it goes wrong, as I mentioned, I think I alluded to this a little bit earlier, where it goes wrong is we think that this guy has got to go up relatively early, so then it goes up relatively early, say it goes up right about into this position here. Okay, say it's up here. Now, like I said earlier, the trunk is going to have to start its rotation because it's thinking that, oh, we're ready to rock, dude. Let's go. So when it does that, now the arm is no longer able to maximize the or recruit the bigger muscle groups to deliver the arm, right? So we limit the stretch, we limit the separation from the hips to the trunk. So we limit that. Now we're susceptible, which happens 99% of the time, to pushy arm action, right? The arm just kind of pushes through the zone now, and you're no longer able to maximize that leverage because you're not in a good anchor point. So that's the move, guys. The velocity enhancer move. I mean, it's huge. And the reason why I say it's huge, not just because I thought of it, or not be, I mean, plenty of other freaking people saw this, observed it, right? But it's the hand and anchor point. Starts with that, okay? Then, as byproducts, it's hips and shoulders, right? Separation. If you haven't yet, check out that video I did on Hicks too, because I mean, he throws 105, and there's a reason for it. It's ridiculous. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a long video. Sorry. I'll sign off. Love you guys. God bless. See you.